Gentlemen, I now have a new number one match I want to see at WrestleMania. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair.
They gave you every reason to.
Based on what I saw 2 weeks ago, based on the beatdown in the parking lot that I saw last week, based on Charlotte jumping Tiffany after her match, based on Charlotte standing on top of that announce table, based on the face to face of Wade Barrett having to get in Charlotte's face to calm her down. And the thing that I loved most about Charlotte the other night, anybody want to take a stab at it, guys?
Go ahead.
Anybody?
Go ahead.
The fact that she was in street clothes and didn't look like she was walking the runway in Miami. I like Charlotte when she's dressed down and ready to fight. Don't get me wrong. Charlotte looks amazing when she's wearing all of that couture stuff that she does and those things that you can't find unless you're hanging around Fashion Week in New York City or walking the runway in Paris or Miami. But her in jeans and a t-shirt and sneakers, no makeup on, hair all over the place, and just throwing fists. That's the version of Charlotte that I like best. And I thought it did not get there in a conventional way. It didn't get there in a clean way. It got there in a bit of a, what's the right word, Dave? What am I
It was.
looking for?
I mean, it was to me. For the lack of a better
messy
term,
way.
Yeah, messy. To me, it was a bit. It was messy.
But they are there. I want to see what kind of a wrestling match is going to happen now. And I've been saying it from the beginning. I want to see if Tiffany Stratton has what it takes to hang with Charlotte Flair in this match. And don't give me a 5-minute match. And don't give me a 7-minute match. And don't give me a 10-minute match. Give me something I can sink my teeth into. Because if Tiffany Stratton goes over, hypothetical situation, boys, Tiffany goes over in 5, 7, 10 minutes. How you feeling about that?
I'm feeling a little off. I'm feeling a little forced. I feel like Bully in this instance. And guys, tell me if I'm wrong. The build to this match has been messy. The match should be kind of messy. Like, I feel like it needs to be not a scientific, like, 5-star quote-unquote match, but like an actual fight. And fights are messy. That's what I want to see this weekend.
It can start off a wrestling match. It can start off an 8 to 9 minute match. And then, for whatever reason, it just turns into a fight. And then you got 3 minutes of whomping and stomping, slanging and banging, throwing somebody into the stairs, getting ready to put them on, do a power bomb on the stairs or something to that effect. I don't even have to have a finish. In a match like this, when somebody goes off, they don't get back in the ring. They get counted out, but the shit keep going on. They keep on fighting. They fight through the back. They got to get the police to separate them. They end up putting somebody in a room and locking the door to keep them away from each other. They destroying all the stuff in the room. Like, make a spectacle out of it. If you're not going to make it a traditional match, then you got to do like what they did with Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed. Like, those matches didn't have finishes. They didn't need them. They didn't need a finish. So that's the way you alleviate it's a ho-hum match. Like, don't make it about a match. Make it a fight. Because you can make it a match on Monday after Mania.
Here's your headline for today, boys. And I think I might have said this before, but after what I saw on SmackDown last week, I am 1,000% sure of this when I think back to what has happened since the day Charlotte and Tiffany first laid eyes on each other and Charlotte picked Tiffany. There is no doubt in my mind Tiffany Stratton needs Charlotte Flair. Without Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton does not have the opportunity to take the next step, to climb the ladder, to move forward. Without Charlotte, this does not happen. And like many other women before Tiffany, without Charlotte, you don't get to climb that ladder of success because she is the top of the food chain. She's the highest rung on the ladder. Tiffany Stratton should be thanking her lucky freaking stars that she gets to step foot in a ring with Charlotte Flair come WrestleMania, because Charlotte will make Tiffany famous.
I think that and we don't know what Tiffany's career is going to look like after this weekend, but I was saying this to Mark before, Bully. Obviously, the WWE has put a lot of stock into Tiffany Stratton. She's been on the main roster for a very short time. She's already a champion, and she's got a WrestleMania match with Charlotte Flair. If Tiffany becomes a major star and she's still with the WWE a decade from now, you're going to look back at this match this weekend as the catalyst that made that happen. I really do believe that.
And this is why this match is important. Tiffany has to have a good match with Charlotte. People need to sit back and go, wow, Tiffany earned that win. This can't be one of those, okay, we're going to give Tiffany a win over Charlotte at WrestleMania just because we can give Tiffany the win over Charlotte at WrestleMania. Tiffany has to come out of this match broken, battered, and bruised, and looks like she had just been in a fight, in a match, in a contest with the greatest women wrestler on the planet.
I think the two matches I'm looking forward to the most are Tiffany and Charlotte and Cody and Cena. I think those are the two matches I'm looking forward to the most this weekend. And as we get closer, I'm really getting excited for both night one and night two.
Agree or disagree? Tiffany and Charlotte has as much animosity behind it right now as John and Cody.
I think maybe even more.
Maybe more.
And I understand, like she's doing it for her brother. Multiple times she's come back from injuries, fought her way back. And I know she was trying to get acceptance from the fans and trying to tell her story where she was chasing the hug. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the fans don't like Charlotte. And I feel like for the first time this past Friday, she embraced the hate. She's a heel. First of all, you're a Flair. You're a multi-world champion. You wear the extravagant clothes. You wear the robe. You have that persona about you. The fans are going to dislike you. And I think she was uncomfortable with that for whatever reason. But I feel like this past Friday, she finally embraced it. And, she is going to get booed by that 55, 60,000 people that are going to be in Vegas this weekend. She's got to embrace it. She's a heel. Embrace being a heel. The fans are going to be behind Tiffany Stratton. And I feel like for the first time, she felt comfortable in the role of being a heel.
Guys, I listened intently the other night on SmackDown. The only time Tiffany Stratton got a reaction from the crowd is when she hit the moonsault and got the 1, 2, 3. So exactly what I have been preaching since Tiffany won the championship, and the lack of response that she's been getting happened again the other night. And Charlotte was nowhere to be found. It was just Tiffany and Roxanne. Obviously, Charlotte was there after the match. Tiffany is not getting those reactions. And when does she get a reaction? When Charlotte Flair is in the ring with her. Because the hatred for Charlotte gives Tiffany the love by default. Chicago is strictly on Charlotte. Charlotte chased the hug from Chicago. How do I know? She mentioned the city's name. When you go Chicago, 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 or you mention a city's name that much, you're saying, please like me, please like me, please like me. Mick Foley turned it into a bit.
Yeah.
Mick Foley would always be like, right here in Chicago, right here in Duluth, right here in Poughkeepsie. Let's not forget Bangor and Sheboygan. So Mick turned it into something as if he was saying, yes, I am chasing the hug. Please pop for me. And it became a part of his shtick. Charlotte did it and Chicago, being smart fans, as Charlotte decided to point out, realized that when she was saying the name, they weren't buying into it. I'm going to boo you louder. That was her bad night. And she had such a bad night. What did they do? They wanted to cheer Tiffany. Go back and watch Tiffany versus Roxanne. The only time they came alive for Tiffany was when she hit the moonsault. They responded to a move.
I agree with you, Bully, but I don't think that was the best place to put Tiffany in. Fans love Roxanne Perez. Like, and Roxanne, you know, that's like, I was very confused by putting Roxanne Perez in the ring with Tiffany Stratton.
They wanted Tiffany to have a good match.
And
they needed Tiffany to have a good match.
And she did. And like, and this is where, Bully, this is why another reason why I'm looking forward to this match. Like, I feel like this is the type of matchup that could take Tiffany Stratton to the stratosphere. Like, I feel like if you can beat a Charlotte Flair at a WrestleMania, and I'm sure she'll get a monster, it could be. I'm not saying it definitely is. That could take Tiffany Stratton to the stratosphere.
In order for this, Mark, please agree or disagree. The only way, I'm using your words, Dave, Tiffany Stratton gets propelled to the stratosphere at WrestleMania is if she has a great match with Charlotte Flair that goes 20 minutes and is on the same level or par with any other great WrestleMania match. Otherwise, it's just a win for Tiffany. Tiffany has to go a while with Charlotte, and she has to beat Charlotte. Mark, yes or no?
There's got to be some ups and downs. And the only way to not get there and still get over is to go 10 minutes, go outside the ring and lose it. And then wrestle another 15 minutes or fight another 15 minutes outside the ring. Go in the back, go up the stairs, go into the mezzanine. You got to do something memorable.